Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Inferno match. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard me correct. It is time for the Inferno match. The following contest is an Inferno match, where the only way to win is to set your opponent on fire. And making his way to the ring first, he is known as the Monarch, Greatsuperstars. Well, for those of you who don't know what an Inferno match is, let me give a little summary of what an Inferno match is. In fact, both men enter the ring. All four sides of the ring are set on fire. Yes, I know, I said on fire. You heard me correctly. And the only way to win this match is to set your opponent on fire. Meaning, you have to take their body and put it in the fire so that some part of them catches on fire. Why two men would agree to this match, I have no idea. But these two men have to have a score to settle to take it this far into the most brutal match that I have ever seen. Now, making his way to the ring second, from Cleveland, Ohio, this is the vengeful one, Zach Vengeance. Oh man, would you just look at those eyes of Zach Vengeance? They're so cold, so careless. But that's the kind of attitude you have to have in coming into a match like this, where you know the only way to win is to set your opponent on fire. You can't start feeling bad or having some sob story in the middle of the ring, because if you do, then trust me, you'll end up being the one set on fire. And you know that's not what you want coming into a match like this. So he's got the right attitude and the right mindset coming into a big match like this. Go in, get it done, don't care about it, and you'll walk out the better man. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. All four of the ring are set on fire, and the only way these two are going to leave it is if one of them gets set on fire. And both of these men are locked up, and Zach Vengeance gets the early lead with that headlock, and it just plants that big knee right into the gut of Chris Grant. Sweeps him, got him in another side headlock to Zach Vengeance. Dragging him, he puts him in the corner, and just look at that beautiful chop by Zach Vengeance. Woo! There's another chop, paying homage to Ric Flair. Woo! With a second chop. There's another one. Just look at those beautiful chops just landing right into the chest. Oh, Chris Grant ducks that. Reverses it. Woo! What a chop from him, too. Chris Grant saying, any chop you can do, I can chop better. And just look at that. Beautiful chops by these two men. Zach Vengeance reversing, and he's back in control. More chops from Zach Vengeance. Just look at him. He's just laying those chops. And then Chris Grant just falls flat in his face. Chris Grant with the Irish Whip reversal. Zach Vengeance. Oh, great Hurricane Rana reversal. And did you see those flames, ladies and gentlemen? They had to have reached 10 feet in the air. There they go again. Those flames are reaching at least the top rope. And Chris Grant just plants that knee right to the back of Zach Vengeance. And an elbow drop to the back of the head. Those flames, it's so hot out here, ladies and gentlemen. You can't truly understand how hot it is unless you're in that ring. I know over here it feels like I'm sitting in an oven, but I can only imagine how those two feel in the ring with those flames less than 10 feet away from them at times. Chris Grant getting back to his feet. A punch by Chris Grant, another punch. Chris Grant Irish whipping Zach Vengeance. Oh, and he goes for that clothesline. As he pulls him back into that drop toe hold is Chris Grant. Chris Grant rolling through. What's he looking for? Oh, he's got him in that chokehold. And there are no disqualifications, ladies and gentlemen, so anything can go. And there obviously has to be no disqualifications in a match like this, because the only way to win is to set your opponent on fire. And oh my God, what a great kick to the face by Zach Vengeance. As he goes for that Hurricane Rana, but Chris Grant sidesteps and plants Zach right on his ass. What's Chris Grant going for? As he tosses Zach Vengeance shoulder first into the turnbuckle. He's got the leg hook. He hits a beautiful fisherman suplex. And did you see those flames reach the top turnbuckle yet again? He goes for that fist drop but misses. And oh my God, look at the flames, ladies and gentlemen. They are going absolutely insane as Zach Vengeance is trying to drag Chris Grant into him. But he just plants a knee right into the face. Zach Vengeance has bad thoughts on his mind, as those flames are easily reaching above the top turnbuckle now. And it feels like somebody has turned up the oven a few hundred degrees. I am sweating profusely over here at the announcer's table. It is insane. Zach Vengeance. Oh, great presence of mind by Zach Vengeance to put his foot up and stop running right into those flames. But Chris Grant just planting Zach Vengeance's neck right into the mat. Zach Vengeance got the leg as he just sits right on that knee, just trying to break the knee or dislocate the knee so Chris Grant cannot fight it when he goes to put him into those flames. Irish whip, pull back into a beautiful jumping neck breaker pullback by Zach Vengeance. And there's Zach Vengeance's signature move to take off the turnbuckle pad. Chris Grant Irish whipping back into the corner, knee to the gut, tosses him to the ground. What's he looking for? He's padding that elbow. He's looking for a big-time elbow drop, causing the flames to go up and over the top rope, ladies and gentlemen. Got that headlock. Beautiful European uppercut by Chris Grant. Zach Vengeance going for a spinning kick, but Chris Grant grabs him and hits that beautiful elbow to the gut, punch to the face combo. Chris Grant's waiting on the top rope. What's he looking for? Oh, a beautiful punch right to the head of Zach Vengeance. But it doesn't keep Zach down for long as you see him hit that beautiful kick right to the chest. Zach Vengeance with another Irish whip reversal. Chris Grant bouncing off the ropes. Oh, but he reverses Zach Vengeance into that beautiful running neck breaker. Going for a leg drop and it connects. And just look, the flames are going insane yet again, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see by the little thermostat in the bottom right hand corner, it is reaching maximum temperatures of 500 degrees in that ring. And these two men are just going back and forth, just fighting to put each other in those flames so they're not the one that's set on fire. As Zach Vengeance plants another knee to the gut, then does a beautiful standing enziguri with that arm breaker maneuver. Zach Vengeance looking for next. Oh, Chris Grant with a reversal knee to the gut. He's got that leg hooked. He's looking for that beautiful fisherman suplex for the second time in this match. And when these men go for those high-impact maneuvers, do you see the flames just shoot up to the heavens, ladies and gentlemen? Zach Vengeance reversing another Irish whip, but Chris Grant with that reversal running neck breaker for the second time. Absolutely beautiful. Then a beautiful stomp to the gut, then an elbow to the face by Chris Grant. And you can already see the toll this match has taken on Zach Vengeance as he's been fighting for about 5 or 10 minutes and is already holding his head in pain. But here it goes, Zach Vengeance's signature to slam the head of his opponent right into the exposed steel. And I guess you got to give it to Zach. That's a smart move to wear your opponent down like that in a match like this, because the more they're worn down, the less fight they'll put up when you try to put them into the fire instead of having your own body put in the fire. And speaking of fire, there again, ladies and gentlemen, the flames are just reaching the top ropes as what a beautiful back chop by Chris Grant, following it up with a stomp to the gut. Chris Grant spinning Zach around, but Zach with some elbows to the head, telling him to get the F off of him. Oh no, he's spinning around. He's got him in that armbar submission, and just look at that. What a beautiful shot of the flames. Just as Zach has that painful armbar submission. Oh, but Chris Grant wraps the legs and just does a neck breaker type move. Not sure what that was, but there's a beautiful running Hurricane Rana, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, by Zach Vengeance. Chris Grant Irish whipping him, ducks under. Oh, and he hits that powerful clothesline. It's like Zach Vengeance just ran into a brick wall, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see him as he bounces off the ropes? He just stops dead in his tracks, getting knocked on his behind. But Chris Grant bouncing off the ropes, going for another clothesline, clips Zach Vengeance, and then he punches him in the head. But Zach Vengeance catches that kick, tosses him off, and hits that flying forearm, and he just jumps up to his feet, ladies and gentlemen. How he has that much energy in a match like this, I'll never know. And oh my god, what a beautiful corkscrew body splash as the flames are again reaching the top rope, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Vengeance has him in a headlock. Another knee to the head. We saw that earlier in the beginning. And just look, as you see Chris Grant just dance away from those flames, doing all he can to avoid getting put into the fire. There's a beautiful drop kick to the back, but Chris Grant almost ran right into those flames trying to get to the top rope, realizing that you cannot get to the top rope when the flames are reaching that high. Wait a minute. He's got him in a painful submission, just putting that knee right into the center of Zach Vengeance's back. Come on, Zach, buddy, you've got to fight out of this. I got my money on you, and there you go. What a beautiful fight out. As you see, it's reaching 496 degrees. Zach Vengeance with another Irish whip. Jumps over him. Oh, and he hits another kick right to the face as you see Chris Grant hold his jaw in pain. Zach Vengeance, he's obviously doing whatever he can to wear him down, and that's exactly... Oh my God, sorry to cut myself off mid-sentence, but what a beautiful enziguri to the back of the head. And then he just drop kicks right into the face of Chris Grant. These men have got to be so worn down and so tired just from the pure heat of the flames itself. But they'll just keep battling on until one man is set on fire. Another beautiful back chop by Chris Grant, just knocking Zach Vengeance clear on his butt. As he goes for that choke again, and he's just strangling him, just trying to pass him out so he can just roll him right into the fire and then get out of this matchup. Chris Grant picking him up, spinning him around, and he hits a absolutely picture-perfect German suplex, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Grant, what's he looking for? Oh, he isn't looking for anything as Zach Vengeance reverses that Irish whip, but then he hits a beautiful Russian leg sweep Irish whip reversal to Chris Grant. And these men having the wherewithal to, oh my God, beautiful Pele right there, kicking him square in the head. As he's got that arm locked, Zach Vengeance jumps in, just drops the knee right into the elbow, trying to break his arm. And that's kind of a good strategy, I have to admit. You have to be able to wear your opponent down. And if it takes breaking an arm or breaking a leg, then so be it. Whatever it takes so you do not get set on fire. And Zach Vengeance picking up Chris Grant. And hits that standing Hurricane Rana. Just pure athleticism to jump up and just hit that enziguri. Excuse me, that was in a Hurricane Rana. As he hits those mounted punches right to the face. What's he looking for? He's got him in that triangle chokehold, just trying to pass him out. And look at Chris Grant as he's kicking and gasping for air. That's such a painful submission, but somehow Chris Grant manages to kick out of it. Chris Grant, what's he looking for? Is he looking for that fisherman suplex yet again for a third time in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen? And then he jumps in, drops the knee right into the face of Zach Vengeance. And Chris Grant has got the right idea. Go back to the same move. If it's working, just go with it. Like they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that obviously isn't broke when he keeps doing that fisherman suplex. And just look at the flame. They're just getting to Zach Vengeance as he holds his gut, gasping for air. It's so hard to catch your breath like this because all that smoke is just coming up off the flames. You can't get a deep breath of air. You gotta gasp for air sometimes. How these two men are still going, I'll never know. But like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, these two men are great competitors and will fight until one of them is set on fire. Oh, what a beautiful DDT as Zach Vengeance plays leapfrog. Chris Grant bounces off the rope and he gets that DDT. Oh man, that just dropped him right on his head. Zach Vengeance to the top rope. Goes for a sunset flip from the top rope, but you know as well as I do, Zach, there is no pinfalls in this match. It's been said more than once, the only way to win is to set your opponent on fire, and Zach Vengeance again gasping for air as the smoke is just so thick in here. Beautiful drop kick, and he's going for that choke again. He's really just trying to pass Zach Vengeance out so he can just roll him into the fire and then go back and go home so he's not set on fire. And that's obviously a good idea. Zach Vengeance with a reversal. What's he looking for? A beautiful fireman's carry as he just flips him right over his shoulder. What's he looking for as he Irish whips him? Chris Grant's in the corner. Zach Vengeance taking his time walking over. Oh, he puts him in that tree of woe, and his head is right next to the flames, ladies and gentlemen. This could be it if he gets set on fire. Oh, but Zach Vengeance catches him with that somersault flip as he manages to get his foot uncaught from the top rope. Beautiful reversals by these two men. It's been back and forth the entire match. Neither man really getting an advantage in this match. Like we've seen both of these men do many springboard attacks in other matches, but you don't even want to attempt a springboard in this match, because if you go for a springboard and your foot slips and you fall, you're falling right into those flames and you're getting set on fire in 500-degree flame, and no man wants that. But Zach Vengeance hits a beautiful spinning back kick, got him in a side headlock, but Chris Grant reverses that knee to the head again. Pullback attack, drop, toe hold, face buster by Chris Grant. He sets him up and plants two double axe handle right into the neck of Zach Vengeance. Zach Vengeance with a reversal. Chris Grant, another reversal. Very, very technical matchup. Neither men willing to get hit with much of anything because they don't want to be the one on fire when it's all said and done. Beautiful. Oh my, high risk, high reward. Beautiful diving, spinning elbow. Chris Grant going for that signature modified Russian leg sweep, and these ropes have reached 500 degrees with the flames right next to him. But Zach Vengeance manages to push him off and hits that beautiful neck breaker, backbreaker combo, and he's just taunting him, telling him to suck it as he's got bad things in mind for Chris Grant. As he hits those beautiful punches right to the face of Chris Grant, trying to bust him open to add insult to injury when he's on fire. Oh, standing enziguri by Chris Grant, just absolutely beautiful. Irish rope reversal yet again as he pulls him back into that jumping neck breaker pullback attack. Absolutely beautiful by Zach Vengeance, and that's a technicality we love to see from him. But speaking of technicality, what a great reversal by Chris Grant. Oh my, pure disrespect with a spinning backhand, just a slap to the face, and there's a leg drop, but Zach Vengeance rolls out of the way. Chris Grant landing right on his behind, ladies and gentlemen. Zach Vengeance looking for that move again where he jumps and just drops the knee right into the elbow of Chris Grant. Flipping him over. He's going for that spinning armbar breaker again, and he's just making fun of him as he holds his arm, just saying, "How's your arm feeling, Chris?" Mine's pretty good. Zach Vengeance runs into an Irish whip pullback, but he manages to kick him in the gut as he goes for that flying forearm, but misses that time. Zach Vengeance almost getting pushed into the flames, but he realized how close he was and looked over his shoulder, saw the flames. Beautiful jumping Hurricane Rana from the top rope. I can't even keep up with all this action. It's going back and forth so fast. Oh, Zach Vengeance reverses that back chop into his signature move, the Zach attack. What's he looking for? Zach Vengeance has him up. Irish whips him into the corner. Look at him as he almost lands into those flames. Great reversal by Chris Grant, pushing Zach Vengeance into the flames, and Zach Vengeance somehow, just some way, manages to stop on a dime. Just stop instantly before he lands right into those flames. And now Zach Vengeance is locked into a camel clutch. A very, very painful submission. But wait a minute, Zach Vengeance, pure power by the light heavyweight Zach Vengeance to stand up Chris Grant and just jump backwards and just plant all of his weight into the body of Chris Grant, and more punches straight to the face of Chris Grant by Zach Vengeance, trying to bust him open. Wait a minute, kick to the gut by Zach Vengeance. Zach Irish whips him. Goes for that enziguri again, but Chris Grant manages to roll out of the way. Zach Vengeance with another Irish whip. Jumps over, plays leapfrog, goes for that DDT again, but but Chris Grant with that beautiful reversal Russian leg sweep. He's going diving punch right to the face of Zach Vengeance. But Zach Vengeance, that might have just woken up a sleeping back Zach Vengeance. Tries to Irish whip him into the flames, but Chris Grant manages to stop on a dime. I don't know how they're doing it, but they are, and there's a beautiful elbow to the throat of Chris Grant. Wait a minute, Zach Vengeance going for the Vengeance stomps, trying to stomp on every limb of Chris Grant and weaken him down. And he finishes off with that beautiful stomp to the head, and he's proud of himself as he does that cocky bow. But Chris Grant ain't out of this yet as he hits a backbreaker, neckbreaker combo of his own, does Chris Grant. Chris Grant picking up Zach Vengeance. Another Irish whip reversal. We've seen a lot of reversals in this match. Very technical. Zach Vengeance with a kick to the gut. Goes for a Pele, but Chris Grant manages to grab him out of mid-air and just plant his neck right into the mat. What's he going for? This is the 4th or 5th time we've seen this beautiful fisherman suplex. Absolutely picture-perfect technical wrestling. And it's been working for him so far. Zach Vengeance's back has to be killing him, but Chris Grant manages to stop, put his foot in the turnbuckle and stop from running right into those flames. Picture perfect drop kick, standing drop kick by Zach Vengeance. Is Zach looking for it yet again? Yes, he is. He plants another knee right into the elbow of Chris. Follows it up with more straight punches right to the face of Chris Grant. Zach Vengeance, another kick to the gut. Uh-oh, he gets his kick caught, but he hits that beautiful Dragon Whip reversal, kicking Chris Grant right to the side of the head as he hits that flying forearm and kips up right to his feet. Wait a minute. Zach Vengeance trying to break the leg again of Chris Grant as he just sits on that kneecap. Wait a minute. Zach Vengeance picking him up, spinning Chris Grant around. Pure arrogance on Zach Vengeance's part to steal the signature maneuver, the modified Russian leg sweep of Chris Grant. What's he looking to do? He's trying to throw him into the flames as Chris Grant turns around from the flames and just gets hit with a beautiful code breaker. Picture perfect code breaker as Chris Grant turns around from getting thrown right into those flames. And this has to be it. Zach Vengeance looking to toss Chris Grant into the flames, and yes, he does, ladies and Zach Vengeance has set Chris Grant on fire, winning this Inferno match, and look at him celebrate as he's setting another man on fire. Can we get some help out here for Chris Grant as you see him kicking and screaming in pain as his back is set on fire, ladies and gentlemen? Where is the help? There it is. Thank God somebody finally comes out to put out the fire on Chris Grant's back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess Zach Vengeance has finally gotten just that, has gotten his vengeance.